was just a scared kid. Like, what the f is gonna happen to me, bro?
One single night was all it took to alter 2 lives forever.
And I feel like once this happened that night, like my heart broke. Because I put so much into coming back. Once I got out of jail, the second time, whenever I was 17, I told myself I'll never come back. And I put so much into turning my life around. And it feels like when I was put in this situation that happened, it felt like it was just a big slap in my face.
And even though Daniel Anderson felt it was a harsh setback, for Cheyenne Valentine, it ended everything. On October 19th, 2020, at exactly 2 a.m., police in Midland, Texas received a frantic 911 call from a visibly shaken man. His voice was trembling as he told the dispatcher that he had walked into an apartment on Briarwood Avenue and discovered his girlfriend lying on the floor, unresponsive and cold to the touch.
Midland 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Hey, I want to report a homicide. I want to report a murder.
Okay, wait. So who was murdered?
My girlfriend.
Oh, and how was she murdered? How was she murdered?
I don't know. I just came in the house and I seen her on the ground dead. I seen her on the ground passed out. Can you get somebody here immediately?
Okay, is there anybody there with a weapon?
No, ma'am. Can you just get an ambulance here, please?
They're on the way, sir. They're on the way. We're going to try to help her, okay?
When police arrived at the apartment complex, they immediately spotted the caller standing outside. He looked terrified, pale, shaking, and barely able to get his words out. He told officers that the person who killed his girlfriend had just fled the scene in his car, speeding down the street moments before they showed up. Officers and paramedics rushed upstairs. The front door had been forced open, the frame splintered as if someone had kicked it in with full strength. Inside the bedroom, they found a young woman lying on the floor. She was completely naked, unresponsive, and covered in injuries. Bruises and red marks wrapped around her neck, clear signs of strangulation. According to the officers' affidavits, her body was still warm, but she had no pulse. The scene itself was chaotic and strange. Reports described the kitchen sink and bathtub both filled with water, puddles across the floor, and a used condom placed inside a red Solo cup. At first glance, it looked suspicious, like something violent had erupted inside the apartment, and the boyfriend might be trying to cover his tracks. It wouldn't have been the first time a guilty partner called 911 and invented a story about a fleeing killer. But this time, the man wasn't lying. And within hours, the investigation into the death of 18-year-old Cheyenne Valentine would lead detectives straight to another 18-year-old, Daniel Isaiah Anderson. So what actually took place inside that apartment while Cheyenne Valentine's boyfriend was still downstairs in the parking lot waiting for her to come back? In this video, we're going to walk through 2 key interrogations connected to the case. The first is the interrogation of Cheyenne's boyfriend, Larry White. Since Larry was the only person at the scene when officers arrived, and initially the only eyewitness, police treated him as their primary suspect. He was taken into custody almost immediately so investigators could question him about what he saw, what he heard, and what really happened in those final moments.
Very, very tight chest. Could you check it one more time?
I did. If I can fit.
Could you try one more time? Could you pull it up? I'm trying.
Let's do it. I can fit my fingers through there. They're not tight, okay?
I understand what you're saying, officer, but I promise you, officer. I'm in the back of the car. Listen, officer, I will cooperate. I'm doing everything the right way.
You are.
Listen, all I ask is could you just unloosen just a little bit.
Any more comfortable than that, man, I'd have to take them off, okay? Just relax. Do your best to relax. That's the best thing you can do right now. Do your absolute best to relax. It's a tense situation. Just take some deep breaths, okay? It'll be all right. It's going to be all right.
Hey, real quick, man. So, what? Lane, right?
Larry and Cheyenne had been together for about 7 months. The relationship started long distance, but things got serious quickly. Eventually, the two decided to move to Midland, Texas to start fresh. With limited money and nowhere permanent to stay, they had recently been living together out of a hotel room, trying to build a life in a new place.
Larry, how'd you know Cheyenne?
That's my girl.
What do you mean your girl?
Like my girl. She's my girl.
Your girlfriend? How long have you known her?
For like 6 or 7 months
6 or 7 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Since March.
Where y'all living at?
Well, we don't live anywhere right now. I don't have a house with her. I stay with my father. She stays with her mother, but we just stay in hotels.
What hotel y'all staying at?
The Courtyard Marriott.
In the early hours of October 19th, sometime between 1 and 2 a.m., Larry drove Cheyenne to an apartment complex on Briarwood Avenue. She told him she needed to stop by the place of a friend who lived there. That friend was Daniel Anderson, though, at the time, Larry had no idea who he was or what kind of history Daniel and Cheyenne shared.
She had told me to take her over to the address we were at. So I pulled over to the address. Once I pulled over to the address, she got out the car. She had told me the apartment number. So I was just waiting.
Even though Larry insisted that Daniel was simply a friend of Cheyenne's and that he had only dropped her off to talk while he waited outside in the parking lot, police quickly realized there was much more to the story. Inside Daniel's apartment, officers found a large roll of cash. They also discovered a significant amount of money inside Larry's car. It became obvious that whatever was happening in that apartment that night, it wasn't just an innocent conversation between friends.
Okay, I'm going to ask you something. I need you to be honest
Yes,
with
sir.
me. All right?
Yes, sir.
Was she a prostitute?
No, sir. She was escorting, but she wasn't just a prostitute. She was my girl.
Okay, if she's escorting, that's still a prostitute. Okay? And judging by the amount of money you had on you,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I mean, that screams out prostitution to me.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to jank you up on that. Okay? I just need you to be honest with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
That's
So
it.
she went over there. He was a John, a date, but he was paying for whatever
Yes, sir.
she came to see. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Which is why you were sitting down in the parking lot.
Yes, sir. Because she wanted me to wait on her.
It soon became clear to investigators that Larry was likely acting as Cheyenne's pimp. Later, through interviews and police reports, it was confirmed that Daniel had paid for Cheyenne's services 4 or 5 times before. Other than those encounters, there was no real connection between Daniel and Cheyenne, or between Daniel and Larry. Larry then told detectives what he said happened from his point of view outside the apartment. After they arrived at the complex, Cheyenne went upstairs to Daniel's unit while Larry stayed in the parking lot. He claimed she had only been inside for about 10 minutes before he started to feel that something wasn't right.
So I'm just sitting in the car. I'm just waiting. So I called her. She's not answering. I called her on FaceTime. I FaceTime her like 5 times. I FaceTime, and she don't answer. So then I called her. She's not answering. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait. I know her phone's probably dead. So I'm waiting. I'm like, something is wrong. I know something is wrong. So I got out the car, locked my doors. I went up to the address, to those stairs. Once I went up to the stairs, I didn't hear anything. I went down to the one under it. Okay, then once I went down under, I went back upstairs. Once I went up the stairs, I heard some noise, like through that door. Like I'm walking, I was going towards this house right here, because I'm thinking it's this door. But as I'm walking towards that, I hear something from this room right here.
Okay.
So I hear the noise. So once I hear the noise...
What did you hear?
I just hear some noise. Like I just hear some noise, sir. So once I hear some noise, I knock on the door. Once I knock on that door, it got quiet. Then I kind of hear some noise, and I kind of hear somebody say, like, she isn't here. Like, she never showed. That's what he said. She never showed. Those was his exact words. She never showed.
Larry said that the man inside, who was later confirmed to be Daniel, tried to act as if Cheyenne had never been there at all. But Larry knew that wasn't true. He had watched her walk into that apartment just 10 minutes earlier.
When you said that he called out, he never showed, what did he mean by that?
He said she never showed.
Right. That's what I'm asking.
So I'm guessing he was trying to make it seem like she never came. Because I knocked on the door. Once I knocked on the door, I heard the noise. I knocked on the door again. He said she never showed.
It was around this moment, according to Larry, that Daniel made his escape. He climbed over the balcony and dropped down to the 2nd floor, slipping away before Larry realized what was happening. Larry ran after him, chasing him down to the parking lot and into the street, but Daniel reached his car first. Within seconds, he sped off, disappearing before Larry could catch him.
So I'm knocking on the door. At this time, I got my finger above the peephole, so I'm knocking on the door. as I'm knocking on the door. So next thing you know, I just hear some noise, like somebody like going outside. So immediately I run down the stairs. Once I run down the stairs, I just see him jump down. Just jump down. Once he jumped down, I got to go down the stairs. So I'm running down the stairs. By the time I run down, he was in his car. So once he get in the car, I'm chasing the car. He bags all the way up. He's just bagging all the way up until he hit the gate. He hit the gate. The car stopped. I'm thinking the car was going to be like totaled. He drove off. Once he drove off, I ran upstairs.
The vehicle that this guy was driving, were you able to tell what kind of car it was?
Like it was, I wasn't able, I could see it. I feel like I have a vivid picture. If I could see the vehicle again, from the describing I described it, it was, I couldn't imagine if it was, like I can't remember if it was a 2-door or a 4-door, but I remember it being silver. I think it's like silver or gray.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I know the car is damaged, though. There's no way around the car being damaged.
Front damage, back damage, back?
He hit the gate. He hit the gate before he drove off.
Okay. So, right here is where your car was parked?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just pretend this is that awning, okay?
Alright, wait, could you repeat this, sir?
Okay. Okay. So your car's parked right here?
Yes, sir.
His car was parked here or on this side of me?
Right there.
Right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and then here's another awning right here. And then there's a building here. And a building back over here. And then this is drive-through right here. So when he backed up, where did he back up to?
Back up straight.
So he went straight, heading that way?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bag up, but you're bagging up though, right?
Right.
Yeah, bag up, and you're bag up, so I'm chasing at this point.
Okay.
So he hopped in the car, and he just instantly bag straight on up. So I'm chasing him, I'm running towards him, because I'm not knowing, like I'm still not knowing where she's at. So I'm chasing because I'm not knowing if she's in that car.
You hadn't kicked the door yet at
No,
this
sir.
point.
Because when I told you, when I heard the noise, I really was thinking maybe it was her getting thrown out or anything. So at that point, when I heard the noise, I ran down. Once I ran down, I seen him. So that's when I ran down the stairs.
Okay.
So when I ran down the stairs, he had hopped in the car. He had hopped in the car and he had backed straight up. I was running after the car, like I was literally running after the car trying to see was she in the car. I didn't see anyone in the car. I was running after the car still though. He bags all the way up. He constantly bagging up until he wrecked. Once he wrecked, like he go over. I'm not even thinking he's from the wreck, but he bagged all the way over and wrecked. And once he wrecked, he kind of like stopped for like maybe 5 seconds. I'm thinking like, okay, he caught. But I'm not knowing like she's nothing like. I'm not even thinking anything like this. I'm just knowing he done something he wasn't supposed to be doing.
Right.
Because he gone. I'm just knowing like he caught. Next thing you know, it seemed like it was kind of like probably stalling out or something, like he was trying to crank it up, and he just took right off. When he took off, that's when I ran upstairs. That's when I ran upstairs and kicked the door down. So I just walked around. I kicked the door 3 times, and when I kicked the door, I walked in there and put my hand there.
Let me see the bottom of your shoes. Okay.
Kicked the door 3 times. Once I kicked the door, she was laying there. I picked her up. I didn't think she was passed away. Once I picked her up, I tried to pick her up. I'm thinking like, you know, trying to check on her. I picked her up and I seen that she was passed away. I instantly called 911.
Okay. Describe, where was she whenever you saw her
In the room.
first?
In the room.
Where at in the room?
Exactly where she was at.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know where she was when I got there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She was in the same spot, sir. The same exact spot, sir. The same exact spot, sir.
Okay. And describe how she looked when you saw her.
Alright, when I first walked in there, she looked like she was passed out, but I didn't think that she was passed away. But I did see like her face was like bruised, like black, so I'm thinking that like he probably just beat her. So when I get her, I'm like, Cheyenne, I'm calling her name. I'm shaking her, she's not moving. So I pick her up and she flops down. Then she's not moving. I'm like, Cheyenne. So I tried to like touch her wrist. I feel that she's warm. So I'm like, okay, she's warm. So I just instantly called 911. I called 911. After I called 911, I immediately called my father. I called my father. I tell him, and then that was it.
when you first saw her when you went in the room, she have all her clothes on or off? Off? Okay. Anything else that you noticed about her? Was there anything on her?
Nothing.
Okay.
She was just laying there. I walked in, I kicked the door down. Once I kicked the door, I walked in and I looked, the door was open. Once I looked, I seen her laying on the ground.
Okay. She didn't have anything around her head or her neck or any other part of her body? Nothing?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. What was he wearing?
But he had no shirt on. I don't remember if he had on shorts or anything. I just remember I seen him, he had no shirt on.
Did he have shoes on, or could you tell?
I couldn't even tell.
Do you know he, excuse me, you know he was wearing something on the bottom, you just don't know what, if it was shorts or pants.
I would suppose, I would think he was, but
You didn't see a bare butt.
I don't think I seen that. But like I said, he was coming down. So I didn't even get a chance to really see him.
Okay. What did he look like?
He was light skinned. He was Mexican. She showed me a picture of him. He looked exactly like her picture, like the picture she showed me. That's how I knew how to describe him. He was like black and Mexican. He was mixed. He had black hair, which was kind of, I'd say straight, but it wasn't long. But it wasn't long at all. Like regular hair on his head, like just not wild like mine, but just a regular haircut. I know exactly what he looks like. Exactly what he looks like.
Is that him? No?
I'm sorry. It's not him. It's not him. His hair. Let me see. Let me show you the hair. Let me show you the hair. Let me show you the hair. It's like a regular. It's like a black guy haircut. You see how he got hair hanging over the front of his head, like more of a Mexican. It's more of a black guy's haircut.
Okay.
That's him.
That's him?
That's him.
Okay. That's the guy you saw running?
That's him, sir.
Okay.
It's fucking him, sir.
Not long after officers arrived, surveyed the scene, and confirmed who the apartment belonged to, investigators moved quickly. Based on the evidence inside the unit and Larry's statements, police secured a murder warrant for Daniel Anderson. Within just 24 hours, Daniel was tracked down and arrested across state lines in New Mexico. Midland detectives immediately traveled out of state to question the only remaining suspect in Cheyenne Valentine's death. From the very beginning, things weren't looking good for Daniel Anderson. When detectives arrived in New Mexico to question him, the 18-year-old appeared restless and on edge. And once he finally began talking, he spoke in rapid, frantic bursts, rambling, repeating himself, and tripping over his words as he tried to explain his version of what happened that night.
I'm the lead detective on the homicide there in Midland. Okay. And so I just need to talk to you and tell me what happened.
What happened with the whole situation that was there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like anything that was like supposed to happen. Like everything that happened that night, like that was not supposed to happen.
And I can believe that.
And like that, like nothing was planned. Like whenever I had her over, I didn't plan for anything to happen like that.
What Daniel says next becomes the foundation of the defense he will cling to for the next 4 years. According to him, Cheyenne's death was not murder, even though she was found lifeless inside his apartment, and even though he ran from the scene. Instead, Daniel insists that what happened was a tragic accident, the result of a sex act that went horribly wrong.
But usually, like whenever we do it and we're having sex and stuff like that, like she likes to be choked, like, and I've been choking her too, and like usually it's like a strong grip to like where it's like it's a realistic choke and stuff like that. So like I was doing that or whatever, and usually like if I'm going too hard, she needs me to stop, she'll like grab my hand or whatever. I never got that or whatever, and I'm just doing that. I'm still applying the pressure and stuff like that, and then I noticed that like she stopped breathing. She stopped breathing or whatever. I noticed she stopped breathing. I'm trying to feel her pulse. I'm trying to see if she's still getting whatchamacallit. But it seems like she's just like, it seems like she's lifeless. So at this point, I'm like, I have a few options I can do, but when you're in a situation like this, you're fucking young, your mind's fucking scrambling. There's just a million situations running through my fucking head. There's a million situations running through my head. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can try splashing some water on her. Maybe she'll wake up. Put her in some hot water, shock her. I was trying to get her back up, you know. I was trying to get her. I wanted her to be alive, you know, because I didn't want for any of that shit to happen or whatever and shit like that.
Daniel tells investigators that during sex, he choked Cheyenne, something he insists was consensual and something they had supposedly done several times before. But this time, he claims he didn't realize he was applying too much pressure, not until she stopped responding. By then, he says, it was already too late. Police weren't ready to believe him, but the bruising and marks around Cheyenne's neck at least made his version of events possible in the early stages of the investigation. This wasn't the first time detectives had heard a story like this either. The rough sex or 50 Shades defense has been used by suspects around the world, often as a last attempt to avoid murder charges by blaming a partner's death on consensual behavior gone wrong. And Daniel was adamant, almost desperate, to convince investigators that this is exactly what happened to Cheyenne.
So, how often would you choke her whenever y'all would have sex?
Every single time.
Every time? How many times have y'all been together, would you say?
I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5.
Okay. At what point did you realize it had gone too far?
Well, it's because I started feeling her tensing up, so I figured that she was about to come or some shit like that. But I guess it was because I guess her body was fucking spazzing out because she couldn't fucking breathe whenever you fucking look back at it. And I fucking looked down because usually I'm just on it, and, you know, I'm holding onto the fucking wall and shit like that. I'm not really looking at her, you know, because, you know, I just don't like making eye contact and shit like that. But then I looked down and I noticed something was off. I noticed something was off, and at that point, like, everything just stopped. I pulled out, and I was just like strictly in panic mode from there out.
But there were major problems with Daniel's story, details that didn't match what officers found inside that apartment. According to police reports, when paramedics examined Cheyenne's body, they noticed bruising on the side of her neck, the kind of marks that looked more like pressure from a belt than from someone's hands. And lying just outside the bedroom door was Daniel's own black work belt. When detectives confronted him with this, asking how those marks could appear if the choking was supposedly done with his hands, Daniel reacted immediately, tense, defensive, and noticeably shaken. The mention of the belt struck a nerve, and investigators could see it.
So, when you started doing the choking thing on her, and that's one of the scenarios I thought was a possibility, okay? When I was looking at the crime scene and saw her there, I thought, it could have gone one of two ways. Either he didn't pay and she wasn't going to do anything, so he choked her out, or it could be an erotic thing, and it just went too far.
And that's definitely exactly what it was, because, you know, like, I get into the moment and, like, I enjoy it, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fucking lie about it, but, you know, I just felt like it just fucking went too far. I feel like it's something that could have been fucking preventable if I would have just watched myself. Like, it shouldn't just be on her to, like, have to fucking tap on me to know. Like, I should know exactly what the fuck I'm doing, but I feel like it's just...
So did she have a safety word or anything like that?
She didn't have a safety word, but I'm telling you, every time we did it before, bro, like, if I was going too hard, like, she would let me know she could be a tap or whatever, and I'll just like...
What would she tap you at?
Just on the head.
Just on the head?
Yeah, just on the head, wherever I'm choking you.
So when you were choking her, what did you use to choke her with?
My hand.
Okay. Because there was a belt laying in the living room.
That's my work belt. I work for Reliant, and I get dressed up just like you guys put work on. No, there's not a belt. Yeah, you can check out.
Never use the belt?
Fuck no, dude. You can check it out. Scan it. Do whatever you want to do. Done.
We're just talking here.
No, we're not just talking. I'm just telling you the goddamn truth.
Okay. That's fine. That's what I want.
Because if we're just talking, just me and you, that means there's some lies thrown in there.
Well,
I got time for this bullshit. This shit's inevitable.
What I'm trying to get to is I'm not calling you a liar. I'm asking. I saw it laying there in the living room, so of course that's sort of the thing that goes through my mind.
You're a detective.
Did he use the belt? Did he use his hand?
No, of course. No, yeah, of course. You're a detective. I'm sure we can prove all this. Everything I'm telling you, I'm sure we can prove that shit.
Okay.
Daniel also admits that after realizing Cheyenne wasn't breathing, his first instinct wasn't to call for help or dial 911. Instead, he panicked. He told detectives that all he could think about was getting rid of her body so he wouldn't be blamed for what happened. That fear or guilt is what drove him to run the moment Larry White knocked on the door.
And then someone came knocking at the fucking door, and I looked through the hole, and they're blocking the hole, so now I'm just like, holy fucking shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Because, like, what I planned to do, I'm not gonna lie, after it happened, I was like, well, you know, I don't want to tell myself for this shit. Like, even if I didn't do it on purpose, like, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna tell myself, I'm not gonna go to jail for this shit and shit like that. But, you know, I planned on just, like, trying to get rid of the body and hiding it somewhere and shit like that, which obviously is wrong, but, like, my mind is fucking scrambled. Like, anyone in that fucking situation when something like that happens and, like, it's genuinely something that was an accident, like, you're gonna fucking freak out. Your mind's not gonna be straight. You're not gonna be sound. You're gonna be a million places at once.
Okay. So, did you ever try CPR? Anything like that on?
I don't know how to do CPR. I tried a few times, just like, you know, what the fuck they do in movies and shit. I didn't do no mouth to mouth or anything like that because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay. Was anybody else in the apartment with y'all?
No.
No? Because I noticed when I looked at her phone, you had asked her to come over and...
Well, because the dude that she stays with or whatever, like, and me and her talk, like, whenever we're just alone in person and stuff like that. The dude that she stays with, he's the one who usually runs the phone, who's answering the phone and stuff like that. So she had already told me about that and stuff like that. So, like, we basically, like, we already knew what it was. She told me, like, if I were going to do that, just make up an excuse so that they can still come over and make it look legit and things like that. So, like, I did that or whatever. And then we got to business late as soon as she came in.
Okay. So you said that a million scenarios were going through your mind. Kind of expand on that for me. Tell me what was going on in your head.
Well, not a million scenarios. One fucking scenario, me ended up in fucking jail for some shit that, like, it's not like it was maliciously done. It's just some shit that fucking happened. Like, I couldn't control that shit. I freaked the fuck out. I heard someone fucking knocking on my door. I'm like, there's no way this shit can be real right now. There's no way. I jump off the fucking balcony. I actually fucking see.
Is that what happened to your ankle?
My fucking heel, my fucking arm right here, my arm fucking broken, shit like that. Like, yeah, because I jumped off the fucking balcony. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna take off. I don't know what to do, and I just fucking drove. And I ended up in fucking New Mexico. I just kept driving. Because, like I said, it's not like it was something that, like, I did it planned out. Like, if I planned out, oh, my ID's here. Oh, this shit, I'm telling you, it was something that just happened on the spot. I was like, okay, I gotta make a fucking decision, and I made a decision to jump out and take off.
Okay.
If it was something
so
that
had that guy not knocked on the door and thrown you into panic mode, what do you think you would have done?
At that point, like, before he knocked on the door, I was taking it slow. I was kind of, like, getting back to, like, just my normal thinking and stuff like that. I can't tell you 100% what would happen if he did knock on the door. I can't tell you that 100%. Because I honestly don't know. I know I was getting back to the points where I was level-headed and I could probably make a rational decision. But once he started knocking on the door and then I went to the people and they were fucking covering and shit, I was just like, I was thinking cops. I was like, this has to be fucking cops, dude. Like, how? Like, what the fuck? And I was just like, I was freaked the fuck out.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he had mentioned he was calling the cops, so that's why I thought it was the fucking cops when they got there.
Okay.
Detectives continued to press Daniel, pointing out yet another crack in his story. Larry White had told officers that when he knocked on the apartment door, Daniel tried to claim that Cheyenne had never even been there. But when detectives asked Daniel about this, he flat out denied ever saying that. It wasn't until they reminded him of Larry's statement that Daniel suddenly changed course and adjusted his story. A shift that only made investigators more suspicious of what he was hiding.
So, when he knocked on the door, did he ask you anything? Did he yell at, other than telling you he's going to call the cops?
No, I think he texted that to me, man.
He texted it to you?
Yeah, he texted me he was going to call the cops. He didn't say anything when he knocked on the door.
Did you say anything to him when he knocked on the door?
No, I didn't.
Because he's telling me that you told him that she never showed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. But that was before. That was whenever we were at the door. That was in the messages, too. And you should see that on the messages.
I saw that in the messages, too. But he told me that you had told him.
Yeah, because I was trying to cover my fucking ass.
Okay.
Because I knew there was someone else behind there. I was trying to cover my fucking ass. Like, whenever that shit happened, I was like, fuck. He's going to fucking be up here or some shit. He's going to know something's fucking wrong. I'll just say that she never fucking came.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, this is all from the process when everything starts scrambling and just the initial shock. This is everything that fucking happens.
It's hard to tell whether Daniel is leaving things out because he thinks it will protect him or because he truly can't remember what he did in the chaos of that night. But either way, the gaps in his story make it even harder for detectives to believe him, and Daniel can feel the suspicion closing in. At this point, things are going downhill fast for Daniel. His nerves are spiking, his frustration is growing, and every new question puts him further on edge. Detectives keep pressing him about the strange, unexplained details inside the apartment, and Daniel becomes increasingly convinced that they're trying to trap him in a lie, whether he realizes he's telling one or not.
Well, there was a romper that was wet, balled up there in between the bag and the bed. Was she wearing anything like that? Did she ever get in the tub?
A romper?
Yeah.
No, I put her in the tub, dude.
Okay.
I told you I put her in the tub because I told you I tried splashing water and shit on her face.
Now, you didn't tell me you put her in the tub. You did tell me you tried to splash water on her.
No, I said, look, I said I tried to splash water in her and I tried to soak her in hot water, see if I get shocked. Yeah, and I did say that. I'm trying to follow you here. I'm trying to follow you here, but I didn't get that you gleaned from what you tell me that you put her in a tub. Does that make sense? I mean, do you think I'm just going to put her in the sink with hot water?
Well, there was listen to me. There was a sink that was full of water in the kitchen. For all I know, you were splashing water on her from the sink.
No, of course not. It's because my sinks are fucked up. Nigga.
Okay, I got you.
The second officer steps in, trying to calm Daniel down, to slow things down before the tension in the room snaps. But instead of easing the pressure, it pushes Daniel over the edge. He starts to unravel. By this point, even Daniel seems to understand the reality he's facing. Even if he convinces them that Cheyenne's death was a tragic accident during consensual sex, he's still going to prison. There's no scenario where he walks out of this room free. And for Daniel Anderson, this isn't unfamiliar territory. For an 18-year-old, he's already had more than his fair share of run-ins with the legal system, and he knows exactly what's waiting for him on the other side of that confession room door.
Okay.
Hey Daniel, we're not here to trick you, bro. We're not. If we were, we wouldn't drive at least 2 hours to come over and talk to you.
I don't think you're here to trick me. I just want y'all to know that, like, if y'all come to me, y'all told me everything I know already, I'm gonna work with you. Like, I'm in this fucking
we're just trying to make sense of the puzzle that we were dealt with, and that's it.
No, and look, I 100% understand that, but you gotta understand from my fucking point of view, like, there's nothing saying that I should just have this shit planned out, and I just didn't fucking kill
we're not
like
saying
that. So I just want y'all to know where the fuck I'm coming from, and that, like, this shit was not something that was maliciously done.
And I believe that the scene dictates that to us. And I believe that because your badge was there. Your
fucking my work tablet, bro.
Yes, all that stuff that could have helped you.
Yeah, bro.
Still there.
If I was elaborate and shit like that, if I planned this shit out, I would have all my clothes packed. I would have my car ready to go. And I would have just done that shit whenever she came in and fucking left and took everything in my fucking car. And I would have skipped town and shit like that, bro. I'm telling you, this is some shit that happened on the spot, bro. I didn't have time to think of anything like that, bro. I was just a scared fucking kid. Like, what the fuck is gonna happen to me, bro? And it's not like I have the best history of, like, because I have a fucking possession of control substance charge and shit like that. And I have a history of fucking juvenile and shit like that. So that doesn't fucking vouch for my case any better. But I know at this point in my fucking life, this is the best that I was ever fucking doing. I was making fucking $1,200 plus a fucking week working with Reliant. I was getting ready to get the fucking market manager position. About to be the youngest fucking market manager in the company history and shit like that. And I was just fucking going. I had dreams. I'm like, fuck. And I feel like once this shit happened that fucking night, like my heart fucking broke. Cause I put so much into coming back. Once I got out of jail, the second time, whenever I was 17, I told myself I'll never come back. And I put so much into fucking turning my fucking life around. And it feels like when I was put in this fucking situation and this shit happened, it felt like it was just a big fucking slap in my face. And it fucking sucked, dude, because I poured a lot into fucking where I was at this fucking point in life. I poured a fucking lot into it. And I plan on to keep fucking riding with it. I feel like this is just a big fucking speed bump. And it fucking sucks, dude. It really fucking sucks.
I believe you. I really do. You know, and I can even feel for you. You know, this is not something you wanted to happen in your life, and now it has, and you're going to have to live with it now, and I know you know that. And frankly, I'm impressed that you're man enough to stand up and admit to what happened. You wouldn't believe how many people I've talked to that try and lie and feed me a line of shit.
There's no point. You're already caught.
Yeah.
There's no point in trying to lie about it. What are you going to gain from it?
Right. So when you were having sex with her, did you wear a condom? Did you not wear a condom?
I wore a condom whenever we did anal, but for a little while, whenever we were fucking missionary, I didn't wear a condom.
Okay. And she was good with all that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay. Anything else that she was doing during all this time that led up to her wanting to be choked?
That led up to her wanting to be choked?
Yeah. I mean, is it something
I'm
that
telling you, everything
she immediately, the first time y'all ever did anything, she wanted that then, or is it?
No, I'm the one who initiated it, and I asked her after she liked it, and she's like, yeah, I love that type of shit. She told me to keep doing it. And that was like the first time we ever fucking met, and we just did it.
Had you ever done that with anybody else before?
Of course, all the time.
You ever had anybody come close to going too far with?
No, of course not. I feel like just give me the fucking tap. That's how it is with everyone, bro. Like if I'm going too hard, I'm doing too much. I tell them just give me a tap, whatever. I'll loosen it up.
Gotcha.
And we'll fix it up and shit like that.
So at any time did she tap it and you just were too far gone? You didn't realize she had tapped?
I'm telling you, if she tapped, I would know she's tapped, dude. We've done this a few times before. She didn't tap.
And it just got too far and it went.
It just went too fucking far, and my mind was just fucked, man.
Okay. So after you went off the balcony and dropped, tell me what happened after that.
I fucking got up, I ran it off, I jumped on a car, and then I hopped in my car, and I started backing out all the way until I fucking hit a fucking gate. As you can probably fucking see on my car, there's a hole in one of my fucking headlights on the right or back. And I seen this guy coming from me, his phone out and shit like that. I was just like, fuck, dude, like I don't want shit to do with that. I put it in first gear, I kicked it, and then I went out the right. I drove around the neighborhood a little bit, and I actually drove. I seen you, 3 of your cars coming past me as I was fucking actually driving to get onto the fucking highway. I took the left, and I seen y'all fucking pass me, and I'm just like, fuck.
So when you got back out on the Briarwood, you turned left?
Yeah,
like headed
turned
to
left.
Walmart?
Yeah, turn left, like heading to Walmart before you hit Walmart. There's this thing called Northgate or Northcrest Drive that you turn into so you can get on the highway, and I went that way.
Okay.
So it was like kind of behind Walmart, yeah.
Okay. So that's that one that breaks off. There's a little shopping strip right there before the car wash and all that. You take that back road right there.
Yeah, and it's right before it.
And
then
then you
there's
go
the
down
arrow.
by
Like,
Texas Roadhouse and all that.
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. And then from that point, where did you go?
I just fucking traveled, dude. I just fucking went places. I think I ended up in Seminole, Texas, Big Spring, around those areas. I know these are all areas I passed through, and then finally I was like, fuck it, I need to get the fuck out of Texas, and I went to New Mexico.
Okay. And they arrested you there in Hobbs, is that right?
Yeah, the fucking awesome. It was the weirdest shit in my life. I tried working with my mom, to be honest. I honestly thought you were. I thought they'd figure out the situation, because, like, you know, I didn't fucking tell my mom either. Like, I didn't tell anyone. I was just like, I know I'm going to eventually get caught. The people I need to tell, I'll tell them what the fuck happened. But I was just, like, in a fucking panic mode. I knew my mom would have freaked out.
And I called your granddad, and he said I hadn't seen him since I kicked him out.
Yeah, he kicked me out when I was 17. Yeah, that's what I was telling you about whenever I got out of possession. He kicked me out.
He said I don't have anything to do with him anymore. I told him to go back to his mom. I wasn't putting up with his. But he said I wasn't putting up with his shit anymore. Is what he told me.
Yeah, he was drugs and shit. I have a history of using drugs.
Gotcha. You still doing drugs?
Yeah, of course. Well, I smoke weed. I'm not the money. I smoke weed and I drink beer. Everything else.
Yeah, I saw the cases of beer.
Yeah, we kind of like to have little things. Yeah, we do some shit. Yeah.
So, and I saw a little video you sent her where y'all were shooting beer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I did call your mom, but she said, you know, I live in Fort Worth. I haven't had contact with him since he went down there. So.
Honestly, I figured my mom was trying to get me set up, and I was like, honestly, I know my fucking mom. She's not a fucking good liar. And I was just like, you know, I'm gonna just do it, because, you know.
She's not what? I'm sorry.
She's not a good fucking liar.
Okay.
Yeah, because I felt like she was setting me up, so I just took the bait, and I wouldn't waited right across the street from the Best Western because she said she was going to book me a thing there, and I just got in my car and I waited. And like, actually, if you see my phone, I was Googling, how do you know that you're getting set up for a sting as y'all fucking arrested me?
No.
So I already fucking knew. I already fucking knew it was up. But I guess y'all weren't working with my mom from what he said.
Right.
I wouldn't have been surprised because I kind of just went to it and I was kind of just like ready. But good thing y'all found me either way because I guess I was supposed to fucking be there because I was ready to get arrested while I was sitting there anyway, to be honest. So whenever y'all found me, I wasn't surprised. I was checking up. I actually felt calm.
After riding an emotional roller coaster, Daniel finally seems to accept what's coming. There's a noticeable shift in him. His shoulders drop, his voice softens, and he speaks with a calmer, almost exhausted honesty. For the first time, it seems like letting everything out has given him a strange sense of relief. He even admits that he knew he should have turned himself in the moment Cheyenne died. The detectives agree. Not only would it have been the right thing to do, they tell him, but coming forward immediately could have meant a far lighter sentence than the one he's now facing.
I felt fucking conflicted inside, and I felt like once y'all caught me, I was able to clear shit up.
Okay.
And I felt like
Tell me about that conflict. You
Why I
said you
felt
felt conflicted inside, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't do the right thing whenever it happened. Like I should have just called and like explained what the fucking happened.
Okay.
That's why I felt conflicted. I wish I could have went back and did it a different way.
So what do you think would have happened if you had done that?
I feel like honestly, I'd still be in jail.
You would.
But it would have been the right, morally speaking and ethically
Right.
speaking, it would have been the right thing to do, and I would have felt better with it inside. Because like,
Right.
I thought driving here in that fucking car, like that's the most peace I felt since I fucking left last night. Honestly, everything's just been a fucking train wreck.
Okay. And like you said, you'd have been in jail. You'd have still been charged with something, but it wouldn't be what you're being charged with now.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Okay.
For now, the detectives decide they've heard all they need from their suspect. The interview is over, and Daniel Anderson will be transported back to Texas to face the consequences waiting for him there.
Is there anything you think we should know about this that you haven't told us?
No, I feel like I feel good. I feel like a million fucking weights have been lifted off me. I said everything I need to say.
All right, man. I appreciate you talking to us.
Of course.
Good luck to you.
Hey, man, I don't need any luck, man. I feel great, man.
It would take a little over 4 years before Daniel Anderson finally faced sentencing for his role in the death of 18-year-old Cheyenne Valentine. For a long time, he fought the murder charges. In 2023, he even filed an official complaint with the Midland courts, insisting he would only accept a manslaughter charge with 5 years of probation. In that same report, he wrote, "I am not a murderer." But on December 19th, 2024, at 22 years old, Daniel changed course. He pled guilty to murder and was sentenced to 20 years in state prison. News outlets reported that Cheyenne's family was satisfied with the outcome, but no sentence, not 20 years, not 200, could ever make up for the loss of their daughter and sister. Cheyenne's family never spoke publicly about the case, but just 2 days after her death, her siblings created a GoFundMe to raise money for funeral costs and to bring her home to Arkansas. And in her online obituary, her family painted a picture of who she truly was behind the headlines, a loving, warm, bright young woman with her entire future ahead of her. They described Cheyenne as an avid animal lover who spent countless hours helping her father and stepmother rescue dogs. She loved reading, writing, laughing with her siblings, and going back-roading whenever she visited home. She enjoyed cooking family dinners, and at the end of long days, she would curl up on her mother's bed just to relax. Cheyenne had attended school in Beebe before transferring to Augusta, and at the time of her death, she was working toward her GED. Her dream was to go to college and become a neonatal nurse, a path that reflected her caring, nurturing nature. According to her family, in the months before her death, Cheyenne was finally happy again. She had even written, "I see myself as a young girl full of possibilities. I am very bubbly, loud, happy, and sweet. My greatest achievement is changing for the better." Her family ended her obituary with the words that speak for everyone who loved her. Cheyenne will be missed tremendously by everyone who knew her. She was a young, beautiful soul, full of possibilities, lost too soon. It's a devastating reminder of the real person at the heart of this case, not just a name in a report, but an 18-year-old girl with dreams, hope, and a family who adored her. Detectives and online communities may debate the details, whether Cheyenne's death was the result of a cruel, intentional act or a horrific accident during a consensual encounter. But either possibility leads to the same heartbreaking truth. Cheyenne is gone, and her family will never get her back. And for them, the distinction changes nothing. Cheyenne Valentine was a vulnerable young woman in a difficult situation, and her life was taken far too soon.